The United States just suffered a heartbreaking 3-2 loss to Turkey after conceding with virtually the last kick of the match. But here's the question everyone is asking. Is Team USA out of the 2026 FIFA World Cup? The short answer is no. In today's video, we'll explain why the United States is still alive, what that loss actually means, who they play next, and whether Mauricio Pochettino's team should be worried heading into the knockout rounds. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because we'll be covering every major World Cup story as it happens. The truth about the Turkey defeat. If you only saw the final score, you'd think the United States had collapsed. Turkey defeated the USA 3-2 thanks to Kaan Ayhan's dramatic stoppage time winner after goals from Austin Trusty and Sebastian Berhalter had kept the Americans in the game. But the bigger picture tells a completely different story. The United States had already secured first place in Group D before kickoff. Because qualification was already guaranteed, head coach Mauricio Pochettino rested many regular starters and rotated his squad heavily, giving several players their first World Cup starts. The objective was avoiding injuries and yellow card suspensions ahead of the knockout stage rather than risking key players in a match that would not affect qualification. So despite the defeat, the USA advances to the round of 32, their previous matches. Before facing Turkey, the Americans looked like one of the tournament's surprise packages. Match 1. USA defeated Paraguay 4-1. The attack looked dangerous. The midfield controlled possession, and confidence around the team immediately grew. Match 2. The Americans then beat Australia 2-0. That victory officially secured qualification, while also guaranteeing they would finish on top of Group D. Through those first two matches, the United States had scored 6 goals while conceding only 1. That is why many observers viewed them as one of the strongest teams entering the knockout rounds. So why did they lose? In my opinion, this wasn't the strongest version of the U.S. team. Pochettino clearly prioritized the bigger picture. Several experienced players were rested. The team lacked its normal chemistry. Defensively, there were moments of poor communication, and Turkey punished nearly every mistake. Turkey also had pride to play for. Having already been eliminated, they had nothing to lose and attacked with freedom. Sometimes those are the most dangerous opponents in tournament football. Is this loss a warning? Yes. Even though qualification wasn't affected, there are lessons the Americans cannot ignore. One concern is defensive concentration. Conceding 3 goals, especially a winner in stoppage time, is something that can become very costly once every match is an elimination game. Another issue is squad depth. Some backup players showed promise, but others struggled to maintain the same level as the usual starters. Against elite opponents later in the tournament, those small differences can decide everything. Who does USA play next? The United States now moves into the round of 32, where they will face Bosnia and Herzegovina on July 1st. This is where the tournament truly begins. There are no second chances. Lose, and you're going home. What should fans expect? Bosnia and Herzegovina should not be underestimated. They reached this stage because they earned it. The Americans will likely return to their strongest lineup, meaning fans should expect key players like Christian Pulisic and several regular starters to play much bigger roles than they did against Turkey. If the United States plays with the intensity they showed against Paraguay and Australia, they have every chance of progressing. However, if they defend the way they did against Turkey, Bosnia will believe they can pull off an upset. My opinion, I don't think American fans should panic. Every World Cup contender has an off day. What matters is when it happens. The United States had already accomplished its primary mission, winning the group and qualifying for the knockout rounds. In many ways, this loss may actually help. Sometimes a defeat reminds players that every mistake matters before the pressure becomes win or go home. If Pochettino can fix the defensive lapses while getting his strongest lineup back on the field, I still believe this U.S. team has the quality to make a deep run. But from this point onward, excuses disappear. Every match is a final. What do you think? Can the USA beat Bosnia and Herzegovina and continue their World Cup journey? Or did the loss to Turkey expose weaknesses that stronger teams will exploit? Leave your predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest World Cup updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.